Welcome back, everybody. This is the 8th week, and that means the final of this training. And I would say, congratulations for making it to this day, to this far. That's actually a very great achievement. So, today we will talk about regular expression, class, and object, and we will have also some revision numpys and pandas if we have time, but mainly today we will cover these two topics. Okay, so let's open the Anaconda. I think by now you should have Anaconda. So if you didn't install Anaconda, let's see. Yeah, you just click over here and you should manage to install. I think I will share with you again the Anaconda. Where did I share with you? I think I did. Okay, great. I shared with you on the chat. And I hope everybody, I think I want to know, did you have already Anaconda? Could you type one for me? That should tell something. Okay, I can see one person. Do you, yes, it's a kind of mandatory to write one for me, you know. Yes. Did you install Anaconda already? If you didn't, you can just install this one, and then I can give you. Yarmo, did you install Anaconda?
Yes, I did.
Okay, then everybody had Anaconda already. So you go here, Anaconda. It's so nice, Anaconda. I love Anaconda. Yes, because you don't have to install NumPy, Pandas, Scikit-learn. Most of the important machine learning and data science packages are already there, so you don't have to think about them. Yeah, so as you can see, it's open. It gives you different options, maybe a command prompt, and this I never use. What is this? Online data analysis tool with smart coding assistance. I may try it. I have never tried this. And even the IBM Watson Studio Cloud is already included here. Jupyter Lab Book, it's somehow similar to Notebook. PowerShell, if you want to work on the PowerShell. And this is also another interactive, all gives you somehow similar. Even the VS Code is here, but I am in favor of this. So let us open Notebook by clicking what I clicked. Yes, great. So you get this. Yeah, what you see is actually my computer. So as you can see, the desktop is over here, and everything what I have on my computer, you see it as in a graphical user interface. So I will click on desktop. I like working on a desktop. So now I can create here, if I want a folder, for instance, create a folder. Then you have to rename this. Okay, test folder. We are just checking how to, okay? And then you can, then maybe you can create a file here. Then you can give it a name, test. So if I just go, I call it whatever, but let's first start print hi, and then shift enter. Print 2021. Print 1 plus 9. Everybody knows that. I like yes. So now you know. But if you don't like to do shift enter, you can also use this, the plus plus plus. And if you don't like more the cells, you can delete the cells like this. And if you don't want, if you want to run this again, high plus maybe 7. If you want to run this again, shift enter, or maybe you can use this. Yep. Or again, shift enter, enter, enter. Yeah, this is what you do. If you don't like this, where can you get all the shortcuts? Actually, where was the shortcuts? Yep, here are some of the shortcuts. As you can see, some shortcuts. Help. I should key shortcuts. So you can come here, and if you want to do some shortcut, you can take from this. For instance, let's see. Find and replace. That's Command Control Shift F. Open the command palette. Yeah, so I don't know what shortcut you need, but it's here. Then now let's use the as in a note. Now we can use markdown. This is a title, and we are using markdown and Control Shift Enter. Yes. Or maybe we can say this hash, because that's like a heading. Welcome to Markdown with Jupyter Notebook. So then after that here, again, console dot, oh, no, print whatever you want to the power of 4. It should be 16, or so you can do whatever you want. Yeah, great. Now you should be familiar with this. So each cell allows you to write a Python code. Let's do div make square. Everybody knows this function n, and then return n. Yes, now you can call your make square, and then let's the power of 3. Everybody knows it should be 9, or you can print it also. You don't have to just print it like this. Or you can also import if you want. Import mat. So then mat.py, mat.e, mat.taulu. Yes. So now you know how to use the Jupyter Notebook. Is that easy to use? Yeah. Kind of quite. So now let's get back to the desktop and let's go to our folder. This is our folder, and we can create, for instance, a folder, and we can call this WEEK-8. Yeah, and we can open it and create a file, Python, and we call the name this one regex, or regular expression. Yes. Okay, so we're about to start the regular expression. This is regular expression, or maybe we can make regular expression. Let's change it to, what's the importance of regular expression? Regular expression allows us to look for a certain pattern in a text. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm taking a note. How do we import array? This is how we import. And I like to take you to 30 days of Python. As you can see, day 18, it's all about regular expressions. And let's see what I wrote over here. A regular expression or regex is a special text string that helps to find pattern in the data. I don't know why it's written this here. It needs rephrasing the statement, but I can tell you. Regular expression by itself is a small programming language that is part of a big programming language. For instance, regular expression is a small programming language by itself, but it's part of Python, PHP, JavaScript, and that. And it allows you to look for or find a pattern. Yes. Regex can be used to check if some pattern exists in a different data type. To use regex in Python, first we should import the regex module, which is called RE. So this is how you import it. So is it clear so far? I have to close. I think we may not need this, but I can keep it that. And we don't need also this. Yep, so regex. Then if you see functions in a regular expression module, we have this actually: match, search, find all, and substring. I want to copy this and put it there, okay? Where here actually we can use it as in a note. So I have to make it a bit of so you have to know how to use a regular a markdown, and you can format it properly. So the methods we are going to deal about: search, find all, and split, and substitute. So search actually return. Actually, we forgot match also. I think match is not there. Yes. Yes. Match searches only in the beginning of the first line. Let me, I think since there's a structured example here, I want to take this line, okay? Let's see. What type of data do you see here, guys?
A string.
Yes, it's a very proud string, right? Yes, I love to teach Python and JavaScript. Yeah, or yeah, we can just make it a full statement by adding a full stop word. So maybe if I ask you to find love, or maybe to teach, or Python, or JavaScript, yeah, or something. But if I want to match only allows you to find if something starts, if it's the beginning. So you can say regular expression and then match. You say I, and then you pass the string. What's the string actually? The text. What is our pattern now? The pattern means the data, the substring you are looking for. So what's my pattern now? I is my pattern. Okay, so let's see the result. Oh, sorry guys, we don't have that. Yes, we found I actually. As you can see, I was found at the very beginning. So this span tells you that it begins at 0 and ends 1. But how about if it was something else, like small I, nothing. So because it doesn't start with I. So it only gives value, an object, a match object, if it starts with if it starts with our pattern. Is it clear how we use match?
So basically, always the result is span. The span is always 0 and 1, which
No,
we match.
no. For instance, who is the person? Arrow, right? Arrow. Let's look for arrow. Yeah, so if it is arrow, let's see now. I think I know what's the difference between here. Why I don't see. I think I didn't. Yeah. So as you can see, from the beginning to the end, arrow starts from here to here. So it's from the beginning to the end. The reason why from 0 to 1 for I, because we use only one character. The pattern was a single character. Now it's not. Have you noticed now?
Yes, so it basically tells the length of the first
Yes.
first character.
The length of
word.
the pattern. The length of
the pattern. Yeah.
Yes, great. So the span, can we get the span? Yes, actually you can get the span out. So how do you get the span out? By saying actually dot span. Have you seen? We got the span. So, and even we can do the span, like if you want to just span, and then start, end, span. Look at this. Now, if you print text, start, and end, arrow. Because sometimes you may need to do something like that, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. Anyway, the match, you can store this as in a match. Let me just destroy this again. Our match will be regular expression, the match module, and our pattern. Let's just declare a pattern. You may call pattern. And our pattern for the time being is arrow. Arrow, let's, hey, pattern, and then text. From what text? From this text. Now, let's see our match. Yeah, this is the match. From the match, we can extract the span if you want. Match dot span. And if you just print span now, and then we can destructure this also. Start, end, span. Print start and end. As you can see, 0 and 4. And if you want to even print from a text, we can use slicing, start and end, arrow. Anyway, so it gives you, it check only if it starts. Yes, remember, you should mute your mic. Your teacher is very sensitive to noise. Yeah. Okay, great. Where was I? Let me see. Yeah, so the match only checks if our pattern starts from the string, okay? So its use is not very, very good. But now let's also check, can we make it, we can make it also to check regular expression I. If you use I, that means case insensitive. So if I make arrow which starts with small e also, it checks it. Have you seen? It checks it out. It doesn't matter. And if you check this arrow, yeah. So this means we can add also, we can make it to ignore the cases. Great. So as you can see, the match method can take the pattern, the text, the string, and also case sensitivity. By default, it's case sensitive, but you can make it case insensitive by adding the I flag like this. Great. I think now you are okay with match. Let's move on to search. Returns, by the way, returns none if it is not there. Let's see if it's, if it instead, let's do this aside. No type object has an attribute span because there is no, but anyway, it is none. This none comes from this match. If it's not found, the result is none. So you should be sure that this match return none if it's not found. Okay. If it is found, it return an object, a match object. Right, let's move on. Returns a match object if there is one anywhere in the string, including multi-line strings. This one is completely different from the first one because this goes from the beginning to anywhere, but once, it checks once. Okay, let me show you this. I think that we may have a very good example. I should stop making example on the fly because that's not good. I can use the examples, the established examples I have. As you can see now here, Python is the most beautiful language that a human being has ever created. I recommend Python for a first programming language. Okay, great. I think we mentioned at least language how many times? At least I can see 2 times. And we can also look for Python. As you can see, Python 2 times. Yeah. Now, this regular expression search, what shall we search? Shall we search for Python? Yes. And then from where? From this text. Yes, it was found from 0 to 6. Okay. But how about, so it was found once and it gave me the result. How about if I make it too small? Tell me now the result. Which one will be selected?
The second one?
Yes, this one. It will be this one. As you can see, this one is from 87. So that means 87 to 93. So if you use this number, you can extract out that. For instance, if you see text, and if you use 87 and 93, actually it's Python, yeah, this one. Okay. But the thing is, let's modify. Python is the most beautiful language. Okay, so I can say, I teach Python. And think and dream Python. That's so nice, right? Okay, now which is going to be selected? Again, this one, because this search, if it finds the first match, it doesn't go to the second, okay? It just stops here. But if I have for instance some change here, Pythonista, why it doesn't change? Did it change? Yeah, of course it didn't, because the match, so it doesn't matter because it's not bounded. It's not bounded. So if it was actually there was a bound, let's stop that. Oh. And now it's changed. Have you seen? This means actually word bound. It should be only a word. This BB means a word bound. There shouldn't be another character before and after the word. Now this ISTA sta, it was not. It doesn't match with this Python. So that's how I avoid. So this means word bound. So it goes to this one. 140. Yeah, if you have seen it anyway. Maybe this, I will show you this, the B in something else. Maybe this, I can show you this, the word bound, some text. I like to break something. I don't know if breaking is interesting or not. Yeah, have you seen? Now we have two, I have a word, break and breaking. So break is different from breaking, but there is something similar, as you can see. So if you are looking for instance, search, and if you say break, text, yeah, now it matches only this. But maybe if we are looking for a different method, for instance, find all, as you can see, this was counted actually. It says that we have two breaks. So to avoid that, we can add this word bound B, and we will have only one word. Why? Okay. Oh yeah, the reason, because I forgot to add this. That means a row. So row means it's not anymore this as in a string, instead a regular expression. So it should be read this as an exception, okay? So even you can add also B in this side. And I think you got it, the point. So anyway, search goes everywhere, but if it gets the first match, it stops. Now let's go to find all. Yeah, find all is so special. I think I didn't have. Python is the most beautiful. Again, I used that for match. I think there was something related to lab. I think this would be more interesting. Yeah, this sentence could be much better. Now I think it's better to add some cells everywhere. I can put this. This is all about match. and then I change this to regular, markdown, and we talk about search here. So I can add additional cell for information. We talked about here about search. And then now let's talk about find all. That means all the matches, okay? That's great. Yeah, and for that we use regular expression, find all. It takes the same. So the pattern, the string, the text string, for now this, and then a flag. Okay, what's that flag? It could be most of the time case insensitive. So I am a teacher and I love teaching. There's nothing as rewarding as educating, but this is okay. I found teaching more interesting than any other job. That this motivates you to be a teacher. I think I like to change this statement. I love to teach. The love of teaching is driving me crazy. Especially, I love to teach Python and JavaScript. Okay, this is enough. So do you know why? Because I am like making the statement to be a very good example. Now I'm interested in love. I want to look for love. Yes, everybody's looking for love, don't you? Okay, yeah. So how many love do we have in this statement? How many labs?
3.
3. Okay, so now as you can see, this is just a very easy to count it manually, but I may ask you, what are the most common words in one of Shakespeare's book or in some text? Yeah, in maybe in Romeo and Juliet. What are the most frequent, the 10 most frequent words or something like that? I may ask you, and then this kind of searching and cleaning text will help you to find out or figure out. So pattern, now what's our pattern? Tell me. What's the pattern?
Love.
Yes, love. And our pattern is here and the text is here. And yeah, okay. Love is the best thing in this world. I think I can make it in a different sentence still because I'm using, yeah. As you can see, I love to teach. The love of teaching is driving me crazy, especially I love to teach Python, JavaScript. Love's the best thing, whatever, in this world. So now let's look for, let's just remove this one and see the result. We got 3 labs, as she said. Yep. But you know, this love and love with capital letter do have the same meaning, right? Is there a meaning difference between this and this? No, I'm waiting for you guys.
No.
No, so we have to also include that. In we can do like this, by the way, like this. Like this. Now I managed to include it. So this means it doesn't matter if L is capital or small. And even we may search, we may change our pattern. We are looking for lab or Python because Python is almost next to or close to love. Okay, that's too deep. Have you seen now Python is also becoming love itself? So that means we're looking for love or Python. So how many times Python do we have Python? It was once, yes. Yeah. If you love Python or JavaScript, Python or JavaScript, you will solve quite a lot of world problem. Yes. Welcome back, Timo. We're learning regular expression that allow us to look for some pattern in a text. So we have this statement, as you can see, I love to teach. The love of teaching is driving me crazy, especially I love to teach Python and JavaScript. Love is the best thing in this world. If you love Python or JavaScript, now, as you can see, Python is lowercase. Yeah, I did so. Now, if we want to target both you can make it this lowercase. Yeah, now as you can see, Python in uppercase, Python in lowercase, and also all those labs are here. Don't you love JavaScript? Let's be nice to JavaScript, guys. And we can use the OR operator, the pipe. Where is the pipe? Yes, this. And then again, you can say JavaScript. Capital, small, and then JavaScript. Java. Yeah, but this should be. Now, as you can see, JavaScript has been also selected. Now I think you understand how we can write that structure, right?
Sorry, how about Python? I mean, use re.I that I know how to describe it. I mean, you use a parameter refund more inside the not here. Yeah, refund more in Python text and the last re.I.
I think
Not use this between Python.
Where?
Sorry, maybe it's better to write here.
Can you rephrase your
Sorry,
statement again?
I mean changing Python also not Python, Java script.
Yeah, did you send
But
me? Okay, I can see that now. Okay, you said, let me. So this is what you shared with me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so first you should change this to something like this. Then you have to use not like space, you have to use the pipe operator, this, or, this means or. So we are looking for, in the text, we are looking for lab or Python or JavaScript. Shall we try it with this?
Sabine, I think she want to mean the third parameter in the find all statement. There has been third parameter that is a case insensitive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then,
Okay.
yes. Then if that's the, yes, I will come to that one. But Lily, do you mean this?
Yeah. I just found now Python and or JavaScript, but the function might be refund or Python text and re.
Yeah. Yes, I got it. This is another way of writing, but that's also the same. So you can just use this one, and after you write it something like this, you can change this to R and then I. That's this really good. You get the same result. Pattern, I think. Mode has, it should be capital. Yeah, as you can see, we got the same value. So you can write it like this also. You just write everything as in a small case, and you should turn on this, the flag case insensitive. So it's okay. But if you don't like to use this one, you can just put it like this, and you go for this pattern, and that's also the same value. So I'm just showing you a different way of approaching, but at some point we will use this one, okay, for different purpose. Is it clear so far? So now, instead of just looking this too much pattern, let's focus on just love, right? Love is the best thing. So we tried to extract all the loves from this. So love, 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 love. So we have at least 5 love. Okay, great. So what's next? Split. Takes a string, split it at the match point, and returns a list. So the split actually, what it does, the regular expression, then the split. Then you have to pass the pattern. For instance, I want to split it at space, and then the text. Yep, so that means I managed to split everything at the space. Oh, is that the plan? Or maybe you can split it at love if you want. Love. So as you can see, it goes where's love? So it's splitting right at love, the word love. So you can target to split something at some matches. But most of the time you may use it with a space, or with a comma, or something like that. Or maybe if you want to split it at a sentence, yeah. What is that? Yeah, because this in a regular expression, this can be considered as a different thing. So I have to do something like this, and I have to use or. Yep. Now, actually, as you can see, I splitted it at the sentence. Yeah. Great, but still, as you can see, there's a new line here. The new line, when you are iterating, you can remove how many sentences. For instance, if I'm asking you how many sentences this, okay, so how do we make a sentence? Tell me, guys. Now it's a question. It's an English grammar question. How do you make a sentence? A proper sentence should end with a full stop,
question mark,
a question mark,
exclamation
mark.
I think those are the comments.
Maybe interrogative mark may be also possible, but these are the common ending of a statement, so we can use this also. Yes, because the question mark also has a special meaning, so we have to use a skip character followed by question mark. But for this case, we just focus on one. So if I ask you, hey, count the number of lines in this text, so you can count them actually. Okay, great. So now we saw this splitting, and let's turn it to, of course, you may use it to solve different problem. Now let's see replacing. Yeah, we'll give you a break in 5 minutes. Okay. Replace, so you will use by substituting. I think instead of saying replace, I better to use substitute. Substitute. Yes. We say that, for instance, oh yeah, let's change this world. We've been talking about love, right? So let's change this world, or let's change it, the word love to hate. Wow, that's too fast, changing from love to hate, right? But anyway, just for this example, let's change every word of love to hate. Okay, you say regular expression, substitute, and then the pattern here, love. I think you can use all the time this R followed by this. It's good practice. Love, but maybe if you want, you can use love or this. And then what's the text? This text. And then what is the replace? We replace it with a hate. No, actually, we have to, maybe I may have forgot something. Yeah, substitute is right. Wait, the substitute should be, this should be the substitute, and the text should come here. Yeah, as you can see, I hate to teach. The hate of teaching is driving me crazy. Especially, I hate to teach Python and JavaScript. But where is this coming from? Yeah, it's coming from because of the break in here. So don't worry about that. Anyway, this is replaced there. Yeah. So we can replace anything. So this is what we learn from this. I think in the second session, we will talk about how to use the different patterns. Okay. So let's have a 10 minutes break if you don't have any question.
May I ask a question? No.
Yes.
I'm wondering here you are talking split here. Yeah, in this more regular expression, it's different from. I remember there's a split function in stir module.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
The difference between what? The replace?
Split.
What?
Split. String, I mean, here. Here's a little moment. I'm looking for. Yeah. I think it might be split.
Ilya, do you mean, I also recall that we have been using the split.
Split.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, also in another
Yes.
earlier.
String, yeah, in string, yeah, module.
Yes, yeah, okay, good. The split doesn't take a regular expression. I'm not sure if it's taking. Let's try to, for instance, you have this text, right? And the split, if it just split the word, now actually by default, it's splitting it at the space, and we can pass, for instance, if I do this, it is split it to characters. Yeah, actually it doesn't for some reason. Maybe let's try to, for instance, love. Yeah, it splits to at love, as you can see. But I'm not sure if it's taking a regular expression. Let me try to is if it takes regular expression, then the split is really going to be the same. That's what I'm not exactly sure. Yes, let's see now what I loved it. Yeah, so as you can see, it didn't work. Yeah, have you seen that? But if it was substitute by now, I mean, if it was a split, the regular expression was a split, it was working. Wait.
We need to make R A first, right?
Yeah, so I think text, yeah, so I have to regular expression and I have to give the text. Yeah, as you can see now, it works. So the difference between string split method and regular expression method is that the regular expression split method takes a pattern, different pattern. Yeah, so that this pattern, different pattern, we target it by different pattern. For instance, now maybe I may also interested to cut it at the same time at Python, you know? Yes. And even I may interested to cut it at JavaScript too. Have you seen? And I may even now go further and target. So this, the split, the regular expression split gives you this opportunity, but this string split is a kind of a dumb kind of method. It just works for a simple scenario, okay? This is more powerful, Lily.
Yeah, I got it. So the similar thing, the same thing with replace and how to?
Yes, it's a kind of replace, but it's not replace.
Pattern, yeah.
Yeah, it's split, not replace. Somehow replace is substitute. Substitute is similar to replace. And again, substitute is again more powerful. Why? Yeah, let me show you, for instance, again, guys. Because now we have this text, right? Text dot replace love with hate. As you can see, I managed to replace it with hate here. And yeah, it was also replaced here. But this one, let's check. Replace, actually, it may take a regular expression. It may accept regular expression. To change all, because this one, this lab, you can see that the lab with capital letter here was not changed. So let's try that again. It was not. It didn't accept. So as you can see, replace takes the method, doesn't also take regular expression here. But somehow similar to substitute. Substitute is really very powerful. Regular expression is very powerful. All the data science, all the machine learning, the cleaning of data can be possible with the power of regular expression. You import it as simple as this, but what it does is very powerful. Let's close this first session and let's get back after 10 minutes. Okay, see you soon, guys. Welcome back, everybody. So regular expression is not very difficult, and you should also go through the material. We didn't finish yet. And so far what we saw, the most common, I think not really the most common, all the methods we have, at least as far as I know, these are the most common methods. Let me see if there is some more methods below. Yeah, at least we can say these are the most common methods. Yeah. And now let's talk about this writing different patterns. Yeah, I think I reject Zero. This very good platform. I prefer to show you with this. Do you see this R? Yeah, do you see, guys? The R? Do you see this R?
Yes.
Yeah, so there is R here and there is quotation mark. So your pattern will comes here, love. Let's write the love here. So that means then let me write, I love everyone. There is nothing like love. So this is our text, our string, and our pattern was love. So all the love, how many loves do we found? 2, because there is a flag. The flag is global. So if I remove those, so this means a search actually. Now it acts like a search. It found the first match and it stops. But if I change this, the global is actually, it is almost like find all. Now it is looking for all of them. Yeah. So now let's talk about this. What do we call? I forgot the name. I think set to write characters, a set of characters. So for instance, if you write like this, A to C, means it could be A or B or C. Oh, really? Okay, I will show you. Maybe I can start with like this, A, B, C. What do we mean like this? Either A or B or C. I, no. Love, no. Because it's capital. A, apple. Banana. Carrot. As you can see, we managed to target. A was found here because it's part, and B, a banana, A again, and C. Yeah, so A, B, C means it is not as an ABC string, rather A or B or C. Another way we can write the same thing, A to C. If you say A to Z, that means any letter A to Z, A or B or, and lowercase, and then we can say A to Z uppercase. Now we managed to, and then now if I write numbers, it doesn't match whatsoever because they are not characters. So to include that, we can say 0 to 9. Now we managed to select all of them. Yes. So this expression is, for instance, let's see, every country should start with a capital letter. For instance, Finland is a country, and it should start with a capital F. Now let's target, for instance, Finland. How we can target Finland? Yeah, because this is like, now we target everything. How can we target Finland? Because we mentioned that every country should start, so we should start a country that starts with a capital letter and followed by small letters. So the first should be A to Z capital. There is noise coming. Mute. Okay, A to Z capital. So as you can see, this has been all selected, and then the others should be the second. Again, I have to write another. The coming one should be A to Z again. So, and then
That's a bene.
yeah. Yes. Yes. Someone called me. Okay, so, but as you can see, we are selecting only 2 letters, as you can see, but we should select 1 or more. So this plus sign means 1 or more. So as you can see, these guys also fulfill our criteria, even though they are not a country, but they fulfill. They start with uppercase followed by lowercase. So for instance, if you want to write some validation that asks a user to fill his name with uppercase and lowercase, maybe the second could be, you don't care, it could be small or upper. So this plus means actually it is described here. I will show you in the best way of showing is plus means 1 or more. What does that really 1 or more means? Let me show you this. You have, for instance, A. So A, it could be once or more. How about if we write AA? Yep, it's that. Have you seen? So it was selected 1 or more times. How about if we use this? Actually, this means I think I have to check it again. 0 or 1 times. 0 or 1 times. So this, if you remove also, actually there is a match. Have you seen a match? 1 match, it says 1 match, but we don't have anything here. So this means actually what, like even when it is not there, it matches. So 0 or 1 times. And the other is this, the times 0 or more times. Yeah, so you just use this, the 0, or even still, as you can see, it matches, but you can see, for instance, A, it matches. B, A, or A, B, C, D, A. So either one A or many A's. So these are actually in like kind of how much you can repeat. So it could be 0 times or more times. Yes. That will help you actually to look for instance, this one, it looks for an apple, yeah, as in uppercase or lowercase. Yes, so I think it's good to see step by step. This one, this is actually exception. Now you know that A to Z or A to capital Z refers to all the English characters, small or upper. Yeah? Yarmo is outside. Okay, actually we can represent this differently using this. I will show you. Word character with this. So we can replace this instead of writing. If you write small, yeah. If you write special characters, it doesn't know those. Yes. No. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to target special characters, you can change this to a capital. Now, instead of I target them, the special characters. Word characters, special characters. Good. And actually, we forgot to mention this dot. Any character except new line. So any character actually, if you just use dot, yep, as you can see, the dot is actually any character. So here, if you write the dot, it's not like a full stop. It refers to any character. So you can read it here, any character except new line. A, that means the character A, B, the string A or B. Actually, this is AB. If you write it like this, if you write it like this, AB, it refers to AB. If you write it this, A or B, this is the difference, guys. If you write this, we are looking for AB as in a substring, but if you are writing like this, that means either A or B. So we found A here, and we found B here. We use this one or more times, so that's the same. This is escape character. Okay, what does escape character means? For instance, B is B, right? It refers to B. Or maybe if you write N, it refers to N as in. But if you write this N, it will be something else. So it's escape character. It's not anymore act as a character. So we use escape. We have to use escape character. Like for instance, let me see. Yeah, even if you see all this, actually, whenever we write this small, it doesn't refer to W, instead word character, okay? This doesn't refer to, this refers to actually the same as, yeah, as you can see, this is actually, this refers to, the small refers to number. If you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but if you do it the capital, it refers to anything number, anything or except number. So you may also see it says that one non-digit, any non-digit character. So I think you don't have to remember what I say this. You should use this cheat sheet, and you have to try to use the square bracket, as I told you once. So for instance, A, B, D, one character of A, B, C, D, as you can see, A, but something we didn't talk about is this one, the caret, A to Z. That means except A to Z lowercase. As you can see now, the special characters are and the numbers are selected. Now let's include also the numbers. The numbers are also now ignored. So this is exception. And if you want to ignore also the uppercase, yes, this means except this. Now what you see is actually the space. Now if you want to also ignore the space, yeah, the space are. And if you want to also ignore the special characters, yeah, the special characters are also excluded because these are special characters. So this, the caret, they call it, it acts as a complement, yeah, or acts as like a negation. It's mentioned in here, by the way. It's mentioned in here, starts with acts as a negation. I think that is how the and somehow the regex work, but I recommend you to go through this text. Yeah. Do you have any question before we move on to another topic?
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe if we have time in the end of today's lesson, last time we worked with the Michelle and Melanie's speech, and I think this would have been quite useful when we thought about removing the dots and the commas and whatever there was in the text. So I believe this would do the work.
Yes, this does the work. This already now. Yet last week we just jump into the task, but now you have the tools and the skills how to clean all the time. By the way, in data science, in machine learning, 80% of their time, the project time, is consumed by data cleaning and pre-processing. So the data has to be first cleaned very well to be ready for modeling and for visualization and for presentation and for data analysis also. This data cleaning is actually it takes quite a lot of time, and regex, understanding a regular expression, is actually very, very important. Even it's if we want to make it bigger, it could be also a wide topic. Yeah, I think something I have to consider to create a big course out of this and just solely focus on cleaning data using regular expression and pandas. Yes, we will do that. So let's go back to our routine, and I will just get the file, and that is going to be this. And we will talk about class. Yep. Yes, let's talk about OOP. OOP.py. That means object-oriented programming. Yeah, great. So what is object? First, let's talk about what is an object. Tell me, guys, why I talk all the time and why you are so silent, enjoying your time, or I don't know.
No. Oh, you're asking us what's an object, right?
Yes.
It's a representation of anything in the programming, like, you know, a person can be an object, a place can be an object, and other things can be an object, you know, representation of something.
Good, great. Great, you're right. So as he said, object is actually a representation of something in this world. It could be a table. Of course, a table is actually an object, but it doesn't stop at table. It could be a car or a dog, even. It could be animal. So it could be a person or an object of anything. So these objects do have some properties that can help us to describe, right? If I am talking about a table, okay, a table might have just some plain surface, and it may have most of the time 4 legs, and it might be adjustable or just a fixed. Or if we talk about a car might have also some model. It could be 2020 model, or it could be the car make. It could be from Toyota or maybe Nissan, whatsoever. The color and the gearbox, is it a manual or automatic, or the type of fuel it consumes. So lots of properties of the car. Okay, this dog and the dog barks definitely, and we have different breeds of dogs, so we can describe objects using their properties. I'm saying many times properties or attributes. These are very important terminologies. Great. So how do we create an object? To create an object, first we have to have a class. To create a class, this is how we create a class in Python. So it is usually a camel case, something like this, camel case. And then this is what you need to create a class in Python. Then maybe I can say just a name. Let's call it this is a class. So let's print this. If you create a class, you need actually I'm now writing somehow a JavaScript class. Sorry for that. It should be written something like this. Sorry, because that was a JavaScript class. This is a Python class. You need to, we don't have curly bracket in Python, so we use the colon as in a block code. Okay, so name, this is a class. Great. I think I opened it at the interactive shell by mistake. I have to get out from there. Now I can go to that specific and open it like this. As you can see, I am at week 8. How do I instantiate this? Yeah, class, and then you just call the name of the class, camel case. So name of a class. So this is a placeholder, so it's going to be name of a class. For the time being, I may change it to something else, maybe a person. Yeah, person. Why not? Person. Yeah. So if it's a person, maybe I think it's better to write my name here. Then let's print this person. So I think, let me just tell you, have you ever been in one of the office in Finland, in one of government office? They usually prepare a form, you know, that form is actually similar for everybody. Whenever you go, they ask you to fill that your information. The form is the same, but the information you fill is different because it's your information is different from other person, but the form is actually this call it a blueprint of the class. So the class create an object. So you can consider this as the form and this as the object. That specific person who is filling the form. Yeah, different form. Now, if I just run this, I got some kind of a person object. This person object has been instantiated. So when we create, this is declaration of a class, we declared a class, we created a class, and here we are instantiating. Actually, it's a fancy word, but don't care about that. Instantiating means you just called the class here and you created a class. You created an object from the class. Okay, but it has a name attribute, name a property, and now I can access that. Have you seen? We managed to access the person. Great. Yeah, but now let's make it a bit very powerful class. Yeah, so this has actually a constructor, definition, and underscore in it, and then self, and it goes like this. For the time being, let me just leave it like this, and let's make this as in a public class. Public class means it can be accessible just from anywhere. As you can see, it is so public that I just found it by c.name. But if it was in a private, but I think I have to stop public and private now because we didn't learn about that. So it's exposed, just it's available so easily as an attribute in the class. So, but now let's forget about that. We don't have that. Now let's create actually first name. Yeah, so if I want, so I have to say self dot first name and first name. So this self is actually a way to bind this data to the class. So if you pass this first name, so whenever you call this, you have to have also that parameter. So I have to say asabenach. Now I can say, if you call this C, you may see, yeah, but as you can see, you don't access the asabenach object. It's just, you can't access it. So to access it, you have to have submitted, right? That is why this is just public. This one, just I wrote some like, and then if you say dot name, you can just get it right away because it is public, it's easily available there. But now, actually, we are just doing something else. Forget about that. Let's just think about this constructor. Okay, so maybe just let's have another method. Definition, get person info. Oh yeah, and then we can say return self. This should have actually a self too, right? Self. Yeah, sometimes I get confused with also JavaScript. Okay, we have classes and objects. Okay. So let me just do this before that. Let me run this. And is it possible to first name access like this? Oh, it's possible to access the first name actually, just by writing C and first name, because it creates a kind of object. So now I can also add last name and country, maybe age and country. And if you feel something like that, you have to give also here, then yes, and 250 and Finland. Then you can access, for instance, C.age, but instead of C, let's call it P, because P refers to the person. And I just changed that once. Yeah, so I should get person, object, person has not, I thought it has. Oh yeah, because I didn't do the self last name binding. It's a kind of a binding. Last name and self dots age self dots country. Now I should get, yes, Sabine 250. Yes. But now instead, for instance, if I am interested to get a function, another function, get person info, maybe something like this, but let me just follow this object methods, person info self. Yeah. Get person info would be a good name for, but just to make it a bit different from JavaScript, get person info, because this is how, and we should have the self parameter. It should be there. The self is actually the way to access or bind the data with this class. So return, for instance, self dot first name plus self dot last. If you know Python object, how to create a JavaScript object is also similar to that. Okay, let's do this. Then p dot get person info. This should give me the full name of the person. As you can see, it gave me the full name of the person. But I don't like this. I prefer using this interpolation. So I would use no spacing or class. Thank you. String interpolation is just saving my time. Yes, so I can say I am this person. I am this old self.age I live in self.country and full stop. Now, if you see this person, I am Asa Benetai, I am 250 years old. We have to be precise. And specifically, I live in Finland. Thank you. Yes, but why? Yes, great. So as you can see, this is getting the data because we put the data in here. How about skills? Yeah, does this person has skills? Maybe we can just say self.skills empty. Yeah, because, and instead we can add another method to add skills. Def add the skill one by one, self and skill. Great. So how do we access the skills? First, let's return self.skills. Yeah. A print person get skill, get skills. I'm expecting empty list. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? Now, as you can see, I am in a different sorry, add, not get. Persons, object has no attribute, add skills. Okay, let's see. Depth, yeah, add, it should be one, yes. Okay, we can pass HTML. Yeah, I read the type error, guys. Yeah, empty because it's not added yet. So now, as you can see, I have to know how to add. Actually, no need to return here. Instead, self, yeah, dot skills, dot append, then the skill, because the skill is coming from this method, and then I am adding it there. Now, we should have also a way to get the skills. Def get skills. Self is now enough because it's just to get. Return, because I'm getting, so I have to return. Yeah. Self.skills, that is enough. So after I am adding, I want to get it. Print p.get the skills. I will show you. This doesn't take any parameter, as you can see, no, but this one takes. As you see now, we have HTML. HTML has been added. How about if we add more skills? Maybe I can say, let me show you, for skill in HTML, maybe HTML, CSS, JS, React, and why not Python? Oh, yeah, capital, why not? Yeah, that's enough. So we can just loop, not getting, actually, I should do this one. And this should be out of the loop because I want to add different skills. Though this skill should be skill from the iteration from this. Yeah. Now, if you run by the end, have you seen the skills I got? Yes, this skill is coming out from this. To see, my skills are, but what is this return? none is actually because this function is not returning anything. So you should expect none, and it's okay. My skills are this. Great. That's all about class. Is it clear? So whenever you create a class, you need the keyword class. Okay, yeah, the keyword class. Then you need this function, constructor function, and the name of the constructor function underscore init. This is built-in. It's not something I do by choice, but it's the built-in function. It's a constructor function. Self, you can change the name this to, but it's good to keep it as self. Itself refers to the person object. Then these are the parameters you want to get from the user or the input data. So for instance, if I am a government institution or something office, so I create in advance a form that customers fill. So it should have first name, last name, job, whatsoever. So this is what you do first. And then you should bind this data with the self refers to the person dot first name, the input name, I mean the coming data. So as you can see, name match with the name, last name, age. So the same value. The attributes should be the same as the data we get. This one we don't want because a person may not have a skill at the very beginning, and we let it be empty. And then actually we also created get person info. This get person info give us information about that object. For instance, it gives you like, hey, somebody, this was, for instance, if you change it to one of my students, it says, my name is Eero, I am 22 and I live in Finland or whatsoever. Yeah, then we have to have add skill. The add skill, it should take at least one parameter, the skill we want to add now and then. Self skills, refer to this one. Append, it's a method for list, and we should append this skill. And then get skills, all the skills. We just get this data out. And that is actually a declaration of a class and creating constructor and creating different methods and then instantiating and getting the different attributes or properties, calling the method. Yeah, that is for class. Okay, so let's go to object default methods. You can default, no, actually not default methods. It should be a default variables. You can put also default variables. Then if you don't pass any variables, this will be considered. It's the same as default functions, okay? Methods to modify class default values. That's also okay. Now we go to actually inheritance. What is the meaning of inheritance, guys? The English meaning of inheritance.
Just taking the properties of your parents to the child.
Yes. Inheritance is actually possessing properties. Properties, something which is not yours. You just take it, okay? Most of the time you possess, you inherit something from parents. It could be a gene or a property, resource in a form of some resource, financial or material, whatsoever. That is inheritance. Do you like inheritance, guys? Yeah, do you? Something you don't invest time or energy? I don't know. But anyway, in Python also, we inherit. Yep. So let me show you, by the way, guys. So let's call this class, and let's call it student. Yeah, and just let's call pass. So have you seen we create a student object, or a student class, and let's create a student and student object. Let's print now the student object. What do I get from this? Nothing, because it doesn't have anything actually. Have you seen the student object? It's just here. Nothing. If you say name or something, or first name, you just maybe it's raise an error. I don't know. Yeah, it's attribute, no attribute of first name, so it should raise an error because there's nothing there. So to inherit means actually not to rewrite this code all over again. If we inherit from this, we avoid writing all over again. So we have to do this, the curly, the bracket, the parentheses, and then we call the parent. The parent is actually person. So this is the parent, the person is the parent, and this student is actually now a child. But what is this? No value argument, first name in a constructor. That's enough. Yes. No, it's okay. So now if we run, yeah, of course, when we call this, it needs, for instance, I call it Yob, and then again Shitahun, and then what age is the same, 250, and what was Finland. That's what we need, right? First name, last name, age, and country. Now, if we call this person, yeah, it's happy. Can I get full name, get person info? Yes, I'm Yobstown. I'm 250 years old. I live in Finland. Yeah, really? As you can see, there is no data for this. Where did it get all the code? This student from the person. We inherit from person. Okay. Can we add, for instance, this student want to know React? Add skill and React. Okay. Then let's print student get skills. Yeah. So as you can see, this person got React. But like when you inherit it right away, print s.get skills, it should be, what do you expect?
0, nothing.
And nothing, because the original is nothing. But this person, Asabene, had already, he was learning some HTML, CSS, and he got some of those. So for us, so have you seen, for now we created once the form, guys, just associate class with a form and you are good at. You are just better off all the time. You don't have to complicate things, because I have seen my students having a hard time to understand this object-oriented programming. Of course, if one of our customer or client, if he has skills, he can write his skills. If he doesn't, he can leave it empty. So as you can see, now the student is learning some React and he has having React. And now let's also add some Node. Yes, Node or Python or whatsoever, and Node.js. And again, maybe Python. So that's a lovely language to learn. Yes, and ran. Yes, now this student has, but how about if we create another student, student 2, and if we say student, maybe I think it's better to modify this student, and I better change this to, and I call this John Doe. John Doe, maybe he doesn't. I think he lives in 1925, and maybe he lives in UK, wherever. So now print student 2 get info. Of course, we get his information. I'm John Doe. I'm 25 years old. I live in the United Kingdom. Great. What are his skills? John Doe, tell us your skills, the skills you're very proud of. Okay, get the skills. Yeah, he doesn't have any skills. He is about to learn something new yet. So you can add some skills for him. So as you can see, object-oriented programming allows you to create the blueprint to create different objects. As an architect, maybe you may create a plan or a roadmap of the building once, and then you give for some client, and that person build the plan or the architecture design with different minor style, with some color differences, but actually the building block or the design is the same. So what is the design or the blueprint is the class. The class is actually the blueprint, the design. Based on this architecture, we can create different objects, and then from this even we can inherit. Then we don't have to write much code. The reason why does it even run? No, you have to at least have a pass. But now maybe if you want to add additional, maybe additional methods and properties for the student. Maybe this student may have hobbies, you know, he shouldn't have the same as his parents. He may have additional skills, additional methods and properties. If that is the case, you need to rewrite this all over again, at least this one. Okay, let us modify it. Okay, you should do Dave, info self, first name, last name, age, country, and then hobbies. Maybe we can just make the hobbies down. So not to rewrite all over again this, we can say, actually, I think I usually make it the super dot init, and then we have to use this. I will show you. Super means the parent dot init, and then we have to call this once. So that means we are getting this data from the parent. This is the way we connect with the parent. But when it comes to hobbies, self.hobbies, this. Okay, now we can add additional add hobbies. Dev add hobby, self and hobby. So we can say self hobbies and then append hobby. Great. And of course, we have to get also the hobby, right? Def get hobbies, because it should be plural, and we don't like to use any parameter, just self. Well, how do I write the self? That's so funny. Okay, return self dot hobbies. Yeah. Now this child has different methods than. At the same time, he has also the parents method. So how many methods does this student have? Add hobbies, get skills, add skills, because it possesses or owns also everything from the parent. It's better to say the child has everything from the parent. It's a kind of greedy inheritance. Okay, yeah. So now you can just check, for instance, print s2 get hobbies. It should be a 0 because initially it doesn't have anything, but you can add hobbies. Yeah, so s2 add hobby. And what hobby, for instance, is that hiking? Okay, I think I make it like finish. Yes, it's on. Okay, S2 again, and hobby. So yes, what's your hobby? Yes, teaching and inspiring. Yeah, if that's the hobby, I don't care. Great. Now let's see. Print s2.get hobbies. Now we have a couple of hobbies at least. Oh yeah, hiking, teaching, and inspiring. So if we just break this, we could have a chance to get 2 hobbies and also make them just. And instead, I just want to make this something like this. Great. Oh yeah, so but for instance, this person has get person info. If you use the same method in the child as a method, you will override it. Yeah, so you will override it. Maybe if you want to know overriding a parent method, that means using the same method and then adding extra code, and then you can override it. Yes, so that is the end of object-oriented programming. Great. Do you have any question before Kaleda leaves?
No.
Okay, so guys, now we are in a good shape. So after the break, we do some revision on NumPy and Pandas, and also maybe we can do some exercise. But we are in a very good shape. We managed to cover what we planned to cover. Yes, yeah, so I may stop the recording. And where is that? Welcome back. So since we revised NumPy and Pandas, it's possible to check from week 7. I think today let's now focus working on some exercise, text cleaning, or cleaning in general. What's the exercise in here? Yeah. Maybe you should also consider working on this exercise. This exercise actually takes some data. Maybe I think I can work with you this, and at the meantime we can also do it pause. Okay, NumPy and just by our own. Where is this? So since we have finished this part, you can create a file, new file, and then you can call it this. And the exercise we are working on will be this, okay? I can just copy up to here and keep it there for some time, and it will be easy for me to work on. I have to change it to yes. So this is the data we have, but it's good to import statistics. Yes, and then our data is here. If I want you to find, for instance, mean, yep, median, mode, range, standard deviation, variance, something like that. These are very common statistics methods, or I don't know what, but statistical methods, yes. So the mean means average, yeah, total observation, the sum of total observation divided by the total number of observation, median, all those kind of things. So now I can just do, so then you just say statistics dot mean. Have you seen the mean? And then you just pass the ages. Actually, you can call this instead of ages or data or whatsoever, but we can keep it ages. As you can see, the mean of the students is actually, it's about 2976, and if you approximate this, it will be 30. Statistics and dot median, and then you just go age. So easy. Statistics dot standard deviation and ages. As you can see, standard deviation means actually mean minus, or the single observation minus the mean, the square. I think this is how it looks like, the formula. Maybe I can just show you. X minus X mean square, and plus this, maybe I can call this X1, and it continue to all divided by and I will show you the standard deviation formula, because standard deviation, yeah, as you can see, the sum of the difference between the mean, the observation in the mean, divided by the total number of or the size of the population. So that's just some formula to remember. You don't have to, but anyway, the statistics method, it has already there statistics, and you can go and variance and age. Variance is actually the square root of this. It should give you the same thing. I mean, the square of this. Yeah. So we got the mean, the median, the mode. Does it have mode? I'm afraid it may not have a mode, but let's try mode. Actually, it has a mode. Yeah, it's 26. Now what's left? I think range statistics. Range. I'm not sure if it has a range. It doesn't have a range, so we can find. How can you solve the range of these ages? Tell me. Range means in
the difference between the max and the mean, right?
Yes. Range means max minus the minimum value. So how do we calculate that? Okay, I will show you. First, we have to sort this. So we can make sorted ages, and then sorted. We have a built-in method, this sorted, and then we give age. Then let's see what we have here. Print sorted ages. As you can see, it is sorted out actually. 24, 24, 25, 26, 26, 26. Yeah. Then 38 is so. Then the minimum will be mean. So it's already a kind of a method. So mean value, sorted age. So the first value, yeah. And max value is equal to sorted ages, and
minus
then
one.
minus one, or we have to have a kind of, then we can say range value is equal to max value minus, the reason why I'm adding value, because this mean max range all are already a kind of a method, a built-in a function, so I don't like to mix things. Mean value. Now if we see print range value, yeah, it's 14. Let's see, 38 minus 24, I can see 4, and yeah, it's 14. Great. So even though this doesn't provide us, we managed to find the mode. Actually, we can find from another method, import what is this, stats. No, it's not from that. What was it? Spicy, maybe. Not spicy. Okay. Is it that? No, I'm forgetting too much. Maybe I can use this. It might have. And yes, stats models, and me from stats models dot stat dot let's see what it has. There stats models. I can see mode here, as you can see, then mode. Yeah, but I think I used the wrong stats models. No, this is not the method I was looking for. Maybe let's see. Maybe if I have opened some of my project, and if I have some kind of, I usually import lots of. Do I have here? Yes, spaCy stats. spaCy. Okay, I can use this as a SciPy. Yes, the SciPy. I was looking for SciPy. One of the methods. Okay. Import SciPy or import SciPy stats as stats, or just, yeah, or just like that, and then we can, so we have to SciPy, but we don't need this. Now I got it. SciPy dot stats dot mode of ace. No, I thought we had stats as SciPy stats. Oh, come on. modules has not been stats, really. Okay, but we see that here we are having.
Also, Ben, I think it's because you imported only SciPy, not SciPy stats.
Oh, but from that I imported also SciPy and then so it's I have to say stats from stats modules.
But what did you have in the Python code? Did you have stats?
Yes, let me show you. I have spice, right? Or you can say from SciPy import stats, right? And now it gave me a kind of, but I think I didn't run all the codes. The problem was I didn't run all the codes, but now just let's say stats. And if you see now the values, the mode is 26. So our calculation and what we got from this, and even in the previous way, let me show you. Import SciPy, just you can import SciPy. Yeah, it should work the same thing. Maybe I didn't run some of the cells, that's why. So you got something like that, but if you don't have any method, and if I ask you to find all this, mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation, and variance, can you do that? Yes, you should, or you should be able to do that because now you know functions and variance. You just do def, calculate mean, and then you just do something like this. And then you need a list of data, right? This is what you need. And then actually, even you have this sum. Sum is taking just let sum and then the list. And then divided by length of the list. And then you just return this. Let's see this. Then calculate the mean of the age. 29.76. So you did your own custom mean. Calculate mean, but and also diff calculate median. If I ask you to do custom, this is the difficult part. How do you calculate? First, you have to sort it, right? You need to sort it. And then you have to check if it's even or odd, yeah? So median is actually, you go all the way down, and if it is even, you just take 2 of the value, and if it's odd, you just take 1 of the value, right? Do you know the concept? Mean and median? I mean the median?
Yes.
Great, so let's do that. Now, if sorted len sorted h divided by 2, if it is 0, then that means even, right? I think in Python we don't have this parenthesis, we just do this. In this case, we just get 1 of the value. And otherwise, that means else we go the other way, the middle one. So I will show you with just a small example. Okay. 1, 2, 3. How many elements do you have? 3. So you have a 3. What's the middle? So 3 divided by 2. Actually, it gives you 1.5. So the middle value is actually 1. So we can just remove this, the so we can use actually floor division. We don't care. We can use just floor division and find the, so actually what does that mean? Then index floor division by 2. And then what we can do, list index. And we can just return this value right away. Or for this one, what we can do, for instance, if this was for, let me show you, if we have even value, let me show you how. So if we divide this by 2, 4, we get 2. That means 0, 1, 2. So that means this one and this one. So we have to use this value and 2 minus 1. So this value and minus 1. So what does that mean actually? Starting, or maybe first value, we can say we can just take, or maybe I think they usually use n. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. First, this one, and the second one, or maybe just, I don't have to, first minus 1. Minus 1. And then we slice this, not actually. So what we do, list first plus list second divided by 2, and we have to return. You see, we have an indentation problem, so we have to fix that. And now we don't have to. Now, as you can see, this finding the median was a bit tricky and it's taking some time. So let's calculate calc. If we are lucky, we get the value. Nothing to do, nothing to be lucky here anyway. 8. So what? Unsupported operand types for what? Oh yeah, I forgot to put this in len 32. Was it? Let's see. Did we get 32 for a median? I don't remember. It's 29. Okay, but I think how we make. But did you follow me, guys, how it went? First, we sorted out, and if it's even.
First one has to be, the length has to be divided by 2, right?
Yes. Did I forgot to divide it? Yes.
Yeah.
Lengths has to be divided by 2. Lengths, sorted lengths, and then divided by 2. And here also the final result should be divided by this.
The second list is written wrong, I guess.
Oh, there is noise really. Okay, I had sorted H, if lengths. Oh yeah, as you can see, I make a typo here. Second. Well, but why it's not even changing the value? Surprise. Third price. Maybe can I just make it first? Plus one in here. There's nothing changed. I don't know what happens. First, we got this value. And then we minus one. Oh yeah, so this should be also then a second. Like this. First we got the division, and then that could be the first index, and the index before that it should be first minus one. So we don't need here anything actually to times. And but let me run the whole thing because I see the same result all over again. It's a kind of what? So it didn't change for some reason. How about if you just figure out, guys? So now you are a Python ninja, so you know how to solve this. Maybe I think this one instead, let me just do divided by 2. I am not sure, and mat.floor import mat. Did I make it capital? No, it's the same. Maybe there's some bug which I don't see. So this needs some time to figure out the bug. Yeah, I hope you will figure out, but the concept is like this. So you have to sort, you have to first sort it. I use the sorted built-in method, and then I checked if it's even or not. If it's even, then I divided it by 2. As you can see, sorted age, length, and then I got the length. From that first, and I have, as you can see, I subtract 1 and put it like this, second. Then from list, hey, the second one, even it's
teacher, how about the second first minus 1? How about plus 1?
plus 1.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Second. First equal length sorted edges divide 2, and then second is equal to first minus 1. Why first minus 1? I think it might be minus plus 1.
Okay, let's see. I will show you that. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now you have 4 elements, right? So these are the medians. These are the medians. If you divide this,
how about 6? How about 6?
What do you mean by this? 6?
I mean, the number there are 6
okay.
numbers. Yeah.
Okay, let me show you. It's the same. So now we have, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be the median. So that means 3 plus 4, and it's going to be 3.5. 3.5 is the median. So 6 divided by 2 What is that? 3. So 3 would be, actually it's better if we call it this one the second, maybe like second index, like this. So 3, and then just to get the first, we can subtract from the second minus 1. That means from 3. So it will be 2, 0, 1. Oh yeah, because it starts from 0 actually. I think we should have also subtracted 1. Yeah, so as you can see, I forgot to, have you seen these are the values, right? So what is the index of this? This is 3. Let me see, 6 divided by 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's okay, 3, and 3 minus 1, and that is 2, and 0, 1, 2. That's actually good. So 2, and the first value should be from this second minus 1. So second, this doesn't really change my, I don't know. But I want to also know the length of the 8s. Is it okay? 25. So actually it's not going to this path, it's going this path. Okay, great. So maybe I have to check when it is odd. If we have odd, let's just go 4, 5. If we divide this 5 by 2, we got 2.5, right? 0, 1, 2. So this means we can just remove this division.
And we need to make it ceiling or instead of floor. Yeah.
Yeah, I make it ceiling. I floor. I think ceiling. Yeah. So I think now it should work. Seal. Thought I make it that. But why even when it's sorted?
I have a question, Sabina.
No, it should be floor because it should be floor because it should get down to the floor. But because if you have 1, 2, 3, when you divided it, it should be 1.5, right? You have 3 divided by 2, 1.5. So this is the value you are interested, the middle value. So 0, 1. So if you make this to a floor, it will be 1, right? So it should be a floor, not a ceiling. But what is, let's see, 30. Oh, we don't need this. 32 is next to index.
Maybe is there any problem in related to sorting? Is it mutable? Every time you call sorting, it's going to change the sort?
No, it's
okay.
No. We use sorted, so it remains intact. But it's puzzling me. I have to do it here. Just let's just do it here. Sorted and ages. Okay, we have this value, and I want to just try to index length of sorted, because now it's just getting. I think I can just put this value. So this the index now, if we see it's 25, let's divide it by 2. So we don't care for that. And if we just lower it, maybe just even I don't. Even if I go for lower division, what will be the result? 12. Yeah. So,
Also better.
yes.
Does it matter that you have written return and list index? Does it matter that it's a list? Like, should it be some sort of like, I don't know.
This?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because this means we are extracting that value. After that, we are returning it.
Okay.
And here also we are returning the value either in this block or this block, either of the case. Now let's see here. Then the sorted ages, and now I'm interested in more of doing this. Yeah, no, it's coming here. Why? What's wrong with even here at the first time? That's what I tried to do, but what's happening? I don't know. Sorted ages, okay. Then even I can just calculate the links once, and I don't have to calculate every now and then. Sorted. So it's better to just calculate once. Links. And even our code will be clean. Links.
So the name Lengus.
Length, yes. Length, yes. So yes, I got it, guys. Oh no, oh no. Because the guys, instead of using our parameter here, we are using external data. So this should be replaced by LST or list. That was the problem. And that is really crazy. Now after this, it will work. No, okay, but maybe I have to sort it, and yeah, it should work. Told list, what is here list? No, here also it shouldn't be list, it should be sorted age, and here also sorted, and here sorted age. So I have been using mix of so my data has been infected. Sorted age is not defined where. Sorted age here, sorted age.
In the last return, there should be S, sorted age, in the else return.
Oh, finally we got it. So the problem, guys, what we've been doing, we've been infecting our function from external data. So now I don't need also this one anyway. So now we develop our built-in function that calculate actually median of any list. Okay, any kind of list. Once we develop, now I feel happy because we at least we managed to solve this. Yeah, so guys, I think we don't have much time. See, you never know when you write a code, you may end up with such kind of silly mistake and you try everything. Okay, but I'm so happy now. As you can see, what did we do? First, we sorted out, and then I checked the length of the data here, and then I have to condition. The first condition to check if the data is even or odd. If it is even, actually, we have to have some two values somewhere, and we have to sum this value and divided them by 2. That's why I did the second value And then to get the second value, I have to subtract 1 to get the next, the neighboring value, the adjacent values. And then after I found those values, actually, how did I find them? Yeah, I use this as an index, or I can call this index 1 and index 2. Maybe you can also change this in like index 2 and index 1, and that makes sense somehow. So this should be index 2 again. Then this should be again whatever. It should be index 1 and index 2. Then it should give me the same data all over again. I'm not sure if you have energy to do more. Shall we finish it here, or do more of the texting? But if you continue the next lesson, that is going to be, maybe I can just talk about it. I think that's more better if I do this. I will just go through this. Okay, what are you going to learn in this? Learn to use and analyze data with Python, objective of the course. After completing data analysis with Python course, student will be able to load and read different data formats. It could be text, CSV, JSON, XML, or from URL. You will be able to load and read on Jupyter Notebook, and then after that you can do data exploration. That is the first step when it comes to data analysis. You have to have a closer look to the data and understand what is happening, and that is using NumPy and Panda. So exploring the data and visualize the data for better insight. Of course, once if you get the data, you have to visualize it with a different visualization tool. It could be Matplotlib or Seaborn, and you visualize the data to understand the data. Then you do some statistical analysis, most of the time descriptive data analysis, and then you just clean and also fill if there is some unfilled data, and then just you develop a model, you evaluate the model, and then you just do predictions. So this actually, of course, it's more than data analysis. First you learn data fetching and loading, and then cleaning and normalizing your data, and then developing models and predicting. And we learn also machine learning. So as you can see, there is model development, simple and multiple linear regression, model evaluation using visualization. How accurate is your model? Are you just saying, like, if you get something 98%, how accurate is that? So something like that. So it's more than data analysis. Actually, this is a very proper course. I think we have to finish this and then I will leave the rest for you. Please remember that. Some people call this 30 days of Python, they call it a golden mine. So please try to go through and understand some of the exercise specifically. So I have to finish it here. Thank you so much, guys. So I have to stop the recording.